Budget Bunny here. I am here today with the lovely, majestic Carina, and today I'm going to be telling you all about Carina's rescue story. So as you'll probably know by now, our sweet Ollie passed away in June of 2018, and at that point I made the decision to try a bond with Sebastian, Honey, and Willow since they were all senior rabbits at that point. Instead of introducing Willow to another rabbit. Willow has always been very strong-willed, and her and Ollie had a very special bond, so I didn't want to put a rabbit who was 9.5 years old through the stress of bonding with brand new rabbit. Over the years she has of course interacted with Honey and Sebastian, certainly familiar with them, and I also didn't want to introduce a new rabbit who at any time had the potential of losing their mate after going through all of that stress. So I just thought that it would make a lot more sense to try and make a trio out of my 3 eldest rabbits. And also for the 3 of them, if at any point someone passed away, then 2 of them would still have each other. So that's kind of the thought behind the trio. So when I did that, I set up a pen for Willow that was next to Honey and Sebastian so that they could all interact with one another safely and get used to living together in a safe way and then doing bonding in a neutral space. And what that meant was that I actually had one of the bunny pens free in the pet room. So about a month later, I think it was like mid to end July, a very close friend of mine had messaged me that her and her neighbors had seen this rabbit running around the neighborhood that was clearly domesticated. And as she asked around, she found out it was actually her next door neighbor's rabbit. They had bought this rabbit for their child, who of course had lost interest, and they ended up using an old pet shop cage upside down, was my understanding, in their backyard to house the rabbit. So they didn't have it secured, and my understanding is that they also didn't have a lid for it, so that's why they flipped the whole cage upside down. But that also didn't make it very secure because there was no bottom, so the rabbit just kept getting out essentially. And for any animal lover, especially bunny lover, this was causing my friend a great amount of stress because she was always panicked about this rabbit. She would find the rabbit places, put it back in the cage. The neighbors went away on holidays and just left the rabbit. Yeah, it just wasn't an ideal. What are you doing? I don't think you can see her head right now because she's just like, her head is hanging off of my legs and then she has her butt in my lap. You silly girl. But yeah, it was just not an ideal situation for this poor little bunny. The neighbors told my friend that the bunny was about 4 to 6 months old and that she was a Siamese mix. So my friend couldn't take the worry anymore about this poor little bunny. So she asked me for some advice on suitable housing and diet and everything, and decided to take in this rabbit. My friend did approach the neighbors and ask their permission to take Carina in as well. I know it can be frustrating, but stealing people's animals is not really the way to go about it either, especially if you have to live next to the person. So thankfully they were fine with giving Carina up. And she knew that she couldn't keep the rabbit permanently. It was just not the right situation for her between the animals that were already in her house and the way her time was divided, and I believe she had allergies too. But she said she could definitely foster the bunny short term if I would help her find a home for it. So after some discussion with Mr. Beebe, we decided that we would take in the bunny. Mr. Beebe's condition was that that was as long as my senior trio worked, because otherwise we didn't have a 3rd location if we ended up having to get Willow a friend and then the new bunny a friend. Thankfully the trio was going really well, and then in the end it ended up that Honey passed away, so Willow and Sebastian are living great together. Carina is obviously a permanent member of our family, and anyone who knows me knows that once a pet comes in here, say don't leave. So that's Carina's backstory and how she came to live with us. So Carina has been a member of the BB family for a little over a year now. Her plan is, of course, to be spayed and then find her a friend. We unfortunately had a neutered boy lined up for her that we were really excited about, and he passed in the summer from stasis, which happened really suddenly and was pretty heartbreaking for us and his foster family. So at this point in time, the next step is to get her spayed, and then we will work on matching her up with the right bunny. So I do hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Carina and her rescue story and how she became a permanent part of the BB household. There will of course be lots of Carina videos coming in the near future. And I'll also leave the link below to Carina's blog post in the description box for you guys if you want to check that out on my website, BudgetBunny.ca. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!